This episode brought to you by Candle Stores. For when you need to give your mom a gift and don't want to spend more than 5 seconds giving it a thought. Because moms like candles, I think. That's Candle Stores. You only notice them at Christmas. Hello and welcome to Horror Movie Talk.
An opinionated and accidentally funny horror movie review show. Go, 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 go.
I just had to stroll through the scraggly woods.
He had no face!
Horror!
Sabrina, don't just stare at it, eat it.
New theatrical releases always get priority.
But we also review older horror movies, both good and horrible.
Wow, that didn't sound good.
Hello, welcome to Horror Movie Talk. You got me as one of your hosts, Bryce Hanson. I hold a PhD in spookology, and across from me sits...
I'm Vincent Gallo.
Yay!
My wife has been referring to me as Vincent Gallo, thanks to your apropos astute observation of, hey, you're growing your hair out now. You look like Vincent Gallo.
You stated several people that you think you look like, and I don't think anyone's as close as Vincent Gallo.
I'd say you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
It's uncanny.
Yeah.
He's got that that weird floppy hair.
Uh-huh.
That's like... It doesn't sit flat, but it doesn't sit. It's a strange look. But I mean, he's a handsome man in my opinion.
Sure,
I'll take it.
Chloe Savini thinks he's pretty handsome. Okay, so if you're new to Horror Movie Talk, new theatrical releases always get priority, but we also review older horror movies, both good and horrible. We've got a great show today. We're going to be starting out the Christmas season with a Christmas horror story.
Did you just reach into a bag and choose this? Like, what happened?
No, it's on the list.
This was legitimately on your list? You're like, yeah, this. Okay.
Well, I mean, in December, I try to find Christmas horror movies, and we're getting kind of
it
towards
could have
the
been
middle
Silent
of
Night,
the
Deadly
barrel.
Night 2.
I think that would be worse than this one. Really? Did you really not like this one?
What?
Well, we'll get to it. Well, man, we've been apart on our scores for a while.
No way! What's happening to you? Who are you? You.
So, cool thing you may not know about Horror Movie Talk is we have the very best community of any podcast you've ever listened to. You can check them out. Most of the communication is happening on our Facebook group.
Now I'm like, I was so ready for you to be like, oh yeah, this is dumb and this is dumb, and I wouldn't have to like do this heavy lifting of like explaining why this clearly terrible movie is terrible. But
Okay, well, okay, well,
on.
Different strokes for different folks, I guess. Go to our website at horrormovietalk.com. There you'll find links to all the different social media things in our shop and links to our sponsors and all those things. We have a second Saturday watch party. So every second Saturday of the month, join us on streamlounge.io where we'll watch a horror movie and you'll get to hear us talk and see us. Also got other things like a Twitch channel, blah, 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 blah. We post new episodes every Wednesday. If you want to give us a call and leave us a voicemail, call 682-253-4468. So how the episodes always go is we give a brief review and our score for the movie. We score on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being a miserable dredge where it makes you angry, 5 being an average film that hits all the expected marks, and 10 being so good it transcends genre boundaries. After we give our score, we'll get into the spoilers and take a deeper dive into what we liked and hated about the film. Later on, we play some games, and we have a true treat this week.
What do we got?
We're going to play our most hated and beloved game.
Oh.
Horror or Porno.
No way.
Christmas edition.
The return of horror porno.
Yeah.
You know, I've been watching a lot of porno lately. So I've been boning up on, my, obviously I watch it. I was saying to Carrie last night, I was browsing through Shudder, and just a ton of good stuff on there. By the way, HMT at checkout gets you 30-day free trial at shudder.com. But I was browsing through there, and I was just like, I want to watch this, and I want to watch this, and I want to watch this. And then I was like, I shouldn't, because we might review it for the show, and I want to have a fresh view for the show.
You should do it. You should just watch it.
I know, but I just sit there just agonizing, be like, I don't want to like ruin it.
It's one of those
Willy's
things.
Wonderland. I don't want to. Like...
It's one of those things where like I'll watch something, and if I really like it, I'm like, oh man, well now I want to review it, but
I gotta watch it again.
I'm not going to get to it for a while, and then I have to
Right.
watch it again. I just did that with Funny Games.
It's a hard knock life.
Yeah. Anywho, so yeah, we'll get to that. We watched A Christmas Horror Story, and there's something in the air. Something. Here's the trailer.
Christmas. Christmas. The most magical time of year.
Tell me we will find the perfect Christmas tree.
It's Christmas. Christmas is all about forgiveness and family and tradition.
Santa, lots of kids are depending on tonight going off without a hit.
But in Bailey Downs this Christmas, it's different.
Exactly 1 year ago, last Christmas Eve, the school was the scene of an unimaginable crime.
You still want to go down there just for some stupid school assignment?
It gets through any door in the school.
This is Krampus, right?
What's a Krampus?
He's like an anti-Santa Claus. A demon who punishes the naughty. He whips them and chains them out, stuff like that.
That's fine.
It's the elves. I fear they may all become infected. How did it all come to this?
We're trapped down here, and there's a psychopath on our loose.
Bring the changeling back to the forest. That ain't your son.
Did you not see what he did?
The atmosphere here in Bailey Downs is truly grim this holiday season. It's the war on Christmas.
So, in the fictional town of Bailey Christmas Horror Story can be found on Shudder, AMC Plus, and Hoopla, if you use your library card.
Yeah, again, that Shudder code is HMT. That gets you 30 free days.
What is it about, like, AMC owns Shudder, right?
Yep.
Why does AMC Plus always have, like, a lot of really good horror movies and they don't put it on Shudder?
I mean, everybody's making these weird cash grab apps that are, I mean, they're all going to be consolidated into something soon, I would imagine, in the next 5 years. You're not going to have this massive Wild West plethora of every single different service is owned by everybody else. They're all just going to combine forces and actually choose one good app.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, in the fictional town of Bailey Downs, where the war on Christmas was won, because no one knows about popular hymns or Bible verses related to the holiday, we're told 4 different holiday horror stories. Santa fights off zombie elves, a family full of assholes inadvertently summons Krampus, a cop's family finds a changeling, and a group of teens learn the Scooby-Doos and Scooby-Don'ts of ghost hunting. There is also a radio host played by William Shatner that has almost nothing to do with anything. Like the IMDb synopsis, it's like, oh, it's narrated by this radio personality, and it's like this. He doesn't connect anything. He's just this non sequitur person until the very end.
Yeah.
Christmas Horror Story is an anthology horror movie done right. It takes stories that could be...
I'm offended to the core.
I know. I don't know why. I enjoyed it.
Did you think I was going to be like, yeah, it's great?
Yeah, I thought it'd be on par with like Creepshow and like Trick or Treat.
Oh God. What's happening? Something's happening to us.
Ew.
Well, agree to disagree.
Ew, David. Ew, no, David. Oh my God. Ew, David.
It takes, what was I going to say? It takes stories that could almost, but not quite, be stretched into full-length movies and bundles them together as a thematic group of short films. The concepts, or gimmicks if you like, take front stage, and some minorly fleshed out characters are inserted into the action to act as fodder for our delight. The tales range from slightly disturbing to truly unsettling to goofy, gory fun. I really enjoyed the ride. I think each story held its own, and none felt redundant. My only real complaint is that my suspension of disbelief was affected by one or two bitch get out the house moments and a befuddling lack of Christmas tradition knowledge by some of the characters. I think the Santa story edges out the other three as the most enjoyable, mostly because you get to hear Santa mournfully call out ridiculous elf names as he tries to fight them off. Sparkles, no!
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to shame me into bringing down my score.
No, what's your score written down?
I wrote down 8 out of 10. I think it's like I think it's worth seeing. I think it was pretty great.
I'm gonna have a goddamn coronary.
And honestly, the ending brought it up like a full point for me. Like I really like the ending.
This is a moment that we have all this video equipment, and we just are lazy and haven't done it.
Right, because we're fearful of learning how to edit video.
And this is a moment where I wish the audience could see the disgust. My whole body just feels like it's rejecting you. It's just like, no, oh, no.
I'm pretty sure they can hear it.
You giving this an 8 out of 10.
So I look back at the other anthology.
Were you
movies.
drunk?
No.
I'm just trying to find a reason.
I mean, like, I think of like Trick or Treat, and I like this more than Trick or Treat.
I'm okay.
I can't remember. I can't name 2 stories out of Trick or Treat other than there's like some group of teenagers in a quarry, and I'm a blank. There's the sackhead little guy, the jack-o'-lantern guy.
Yeah,
Sam. It's the only thing I remember from that movie. And this one, I'm going to remember every single one of these stories.
This is the epitome of a straight-to-video call in a favor grab. Like, this is...
No, we're going to review that later this month. Because we're going to be reviewing Ginger Dead Man.
Which, by the way, I think... Ginger Snaps. This is the same town, yeah. Bailey Downs, as Ginger Snaps. Mm-hmm. Ginger Snaps. Yeah, takes place in the same fictional town. Okay, this somebody somehow got a hold of William Shatner and we're like, look, just here's $10,000, read 25 lines, progressively getting drunker into a microphone, and maybe we'll be able to make some money on this movie.
Uh-huh.
And then he did it. And then, like, the rest of it is just, like, bottom of the barrel, Sci-Fi Channel, 1995 effort and execution. This is so boring, disjointed, and the pacing is so terrifically terrible that for the first 35 minutes, I was like, what is happening? Like, I couldn't even put together that this was an anthology movie because it's set up in this linear fashion where it shows bits of this piece of this story and then just jump cuts to bits of this other story. Uh-huh. and then jump cuts to the bits of this other story, and I'm like, wait, are these all together somehow? And then by the time that I go, oh, this is a anthology that they're just fumbling with, just like, how do I, what, how does this work? Then I'm so irritated with it, and then I'm like, all the acting is just, I mean, they're just, you can't be mad at the actors. They're just very, very, very D-list actors. And you just go, oh, sweetie. You know, like, oh, you know, this is, one of these people might end up being Jennifer Aniston in Leprechaun. You know? But, or Leonardo DiCaprio in Critters 3. You know, it's like, okay, sure, maybe there's a diamond in the rough here, but this is rough. Make no mistake. And it's just uninteresting. It's just I was sitting there with I started watching it with my wife for the first 35 minutes, and she was like, you cannot do this to our night. You can't do it. And I was like, I know, I can't. I got to turn it off. And so I had to play it in tandem while playing a card game on my computer just to make it bearable. And I'm sitting there hovering over the timestamp, just being like, when is this sack of shit going to end? I hate this movie. It's not Rat's Night of Terror, but it's 1 point away. It's a 2.
Really?
Oh my God.
That bad, huh?
It is so bad. This is just, if I had to sum it up, like the quote to go with this is, do you remember Sci-Fi Channel in 1995? That's it. That's the summation. It's like, it fills a specific niche, and yeah, it's a niche, but it's not a good niche. It's just a sort of nostalgic niche.
Yeah. I think you're being a little too harsh on it.
It had an inflection point at about 45 minutes where it finally got out of the first act that I was like, oh, okay, somewhat interesting things are happening. But
so I kind of, I don't know. Again, this goes to like how important it is, like just your mood upon watching it or receiving it dictates how you're going to enjoy it. Because I started out kind of the same way as you watched most of it, I'm assuming, which I was like, I'm watching on the computer. I've got another screen up, you know, to read stuff. And then I realized, like, it's a dangerous thing because I can completely zone out everything from the movie, and it's like, think I'm getting most of it.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting any of it because I'm not listening to the dialogue at all.
Right.
And that's where, like, a ton of information is conveyed.
This would have been a perfect second Saturday watch party, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess my expectations aren't that high with anthology movies.
I had no idea it was an anthology movie. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, well, what's different about this one versus the other anthology movies we've watched?
Oh my God.
I mean, I guess Creepshow does them like sequentially.
Creepshow is a masterclass in how you do an anthology movie. And each story is interesting and varied and not hamstrung by a theme. Like, the theme is good short horror stories. That's the theme. In this, the theme is quirky Christmas horror stories that are told in a disjointed, poorly timed or paced fashion, and it's like with no intrigue. And some, like, there was one point where I was intrigued, and it was ham-fisted, and it was when the cute redheaded girl mounted the young man. Right. And I was like,
I knew you were going to like that one.
Okay. Well, maybe it's not all bad. But it was, you know, you didn't get to see any full frontal or nothing. Yeah. Well, you could have. This movie was perfect to go full retired and just, like, you pull out all the stops. They got elves saying the word cunt. Why not, you know, Why not show some, let's turn this into a horror porno. Like, why not? Why not show some insertion?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you saving it from? Like, it didn't enter theaters. Like, what are we saving for? Like, why are we holding back?
I think if you're in the right mood for this movie, it's really enjoyable. I think, like, if you are sitting down, you're like, I want to watch some goofy, like, slightly higher budget B movie about Christmas horror. I think this is an enjoyable ride.
Look, there's movies like Better Watch Out exist. Like, which
sure.
I think you probably gave it 8 to as well. This is so much worse than Better Watch Out. Like, Better Watch Out holds this weird, lovely, warm place in my heart. And this is such a objectively garbage piece of shit. Like, by the way, if you want to watch this, head on over to Shudder. Enter code HMT at checkout. Get yourself 30-day free trial of Shudder. Check out everything they got to offer.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll admit I'm being too generous with an 8. I'm going to move it down to a 7. Okay. Just because you shamed me.
I don't want to shame you.
I think it's better than average, though. Like, I think it's worthy of a watch, and I would recommend people to see it. So we'll get into, like, our different beefs with the movie in a minute. But first, let's talk about Night Channels. Nightchannels.com is the destination for some awesome horror movie themed, occult themed, metal themed, alternative music, literature themed apparel. They got t-shirts and hoodies galore, and really all we ask you to do is take the Night Channels challenge. Go to nightchannels.com and just start browsing. You'll find something that you actually need to have, because they're not the designs that you see everywhere. It's not like stuff that you're going to see at Hot Topic that's also going to appear at Target. It's going to be very deep cuts like Society or Sallow or
Christmas Death.
So check them out, nightchannels.com, and when you inevitably fill your cart...
Oh, Christian Death, my apologies.
Use code HMT at checkout to get 13% off your entire order.
Get yourself an Eraserhead shirt.
Yeah, I mean, it's Christmas time. You're gonna buy some shirts for your fellow horror fiends. Do it right at nightchannels.com. My wife posted a picture of our Thanksgiving while I was cooking up some lefse, and I was wearing a shirt that I bought from Night Channels, and there were several people on the Facebook group that were like, wow, that shirt's awesome.
You're like a big dirty raccoon, David.
And I was just standing there in my normal shirt looking like a fucking dope.
Yeah. So go on over nightchannels.com, use code HMT at checkout for 13% off. If you're listening to these commercials, you should know you don't have to. Go to patreon.com/horrormovietalk and check out our different tiers. At the $6.66 tier, you get early access to episodes without ads, and it just jumps to the spoiler section. Speaking of Christmas, if you want to buy a logo tee for Horror Movie Talk, go to our shop at horrormovietalk.com. And also,
lots of fine ladies been taking advantage of our female sizing, of which it is pretty limited at this point, and mostly limited to the red color. We have red and black t-shirts, but those female cuts pretty flattering. I gotta say,
I think Glittercore might have sold some shirts for us.
Yeah,
she posted some pictures on the Facebook group, and
they were very nice. They just like professional photography, tasteful, but also left you wanting more, you know?
Yeah. Finally, check out our resident artist, Dustin Goebel. Can I see one titty? There we go, final. A little bit of a delay there. Check out Dustin Goebel at Instagram. His screen name is at dgoebel00. That's at DGOEBEL00 on Instagram, and you can see the artwork that he does for himself. Also, he's got that book coming out that's alternative artwork for
Mandy. Yeah.
And do you have the website for that?
Which, if you haven't seen Mandy, you totally should, because it is a spectacular sci-fi horror movie that, it just blew me away. But hang on one second.
But is it better than A Christmas Horror Story?
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Here, if you can vamp for a minute, I can pull up the pitch for that.
Cha-ka-choo, choo-cha-cha, cha-ka-choo-cha-cha, cha-ka-choo.
No, that's not vamping. Oh.
Of course I'm vamping.
No, talk about the number.
Oh yeah. So if you want to leave us a voicemail, 682-253-4468, and then you might hear your voice on a future episode of Horror Movie Talk.
Yeah, if you guys want to support Dustin, you can. I mean, mostly the best thing to do would be to talk to him and get a hold of one of the posters that's featured in this book. But you can also get a hold of the Coffee Table Ultimate Poster Collection, which is an officially licensed 132-page hardcover art book featuring a foreword by producers Elijah Wood and Daniel Noah, and it's crammed full of incredible art celebrating the film Mandy. All artwork within the book has also been approved by the man, the myth, the legend, Nicolas Cage, which is pretty badass. So find out more details and grab your copy on the Kickstarter at mandyposterbook.com.
All right, thanks again for listening. Let's get into spoilers. Spoilers. Okay, so wow, we're gonna have. Are we gonna argue now?
I don't know. Let's go. It's entirely up to you, Bryce.
Let's go through the storyline. So, it starts out with Santa in the North Pole, and it's just kind of ominous because he's got like scars on his face, and he's like,
it's like this Death Clock version of the North Pole. He's got like this Fortress of Solitude thing going on up in the North Pole. It's this very metal version of Santa's hideout.
Yeah. And then it cuts to William Shatner, and he's just a drunk radio show host, Dangerous Dan.
They just pulled footage of William Shatner doing his thing in his studio at his house.
Yeah.
That he does every
night. Really is pointless. Like it's really like, we got William Shatner. And people were like, huh. I mean, I know I was like, well, this will be fun.
That's specifically why they just were like, well, let's just shoehorn this in. And put it at the start. Like, we want to get their attention. Like, you don't bury this lead. This is William Shatner.
Yeah, I mean, that was disappointing. That was like, they didn't do anything with William Shatner at all. Okay.
They couldn't afford to. Like, literally, they were just like, get in this booth, just talk into a microphone, pretend you're proceeding progressively more drunk, and read 25 lines.
That's the true sign of a budget movie, is like when you have a recognizable star and they're only sitting in one room.
Right. With no one else. He's not playing off of anybody.
Right.
And no one.
Right.
He's literally doing Captain Kirk.
Right. Well, William Shatner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah. So that's going on. Then there's teens that are Scooby-Dooing at their school. So there are some murders that happened at their school, and they're doing an investigative report on it, and they're breaking into the school. And that story is flavored with like ghost haunting story.
Jump scares.
Then you got the White family.
Not great jump scares. What do you mean the White family?
Well, we could just call them the asshole family.
Whoa, hey, what?
They're visiting their great aunt or something like that immediately kicks them out. And basically they
Are you a white person apologist?
They unleash. I'm just saying, like, an identifying characteristic of the two families that are in this movie.
Okay, yeah, I guess
I could say it's the 4-person family versus the 3-person family.
They were definitely set up, set up to be assholes. Like this family is full asshole.
Right.
The young gal, I can't think of anything asshole-ish that she did. The young daughter, but
she stole.
Oh, she did. Yeah, that's right. Okay, good. Yeah.
I couldn't think of anything the mother did.
White people bad, just generally speaking.
Well, I'm not going to say that. I'm just
I'll
saying
say it.
in this movie, they were assholes. So they unleash Krampus because the boy is like the biggest asshole because he intentionally breaks a Krampus statue.
This is a totally absurd scenario where he's just like, what's this? Is it a toy? And they're like, don't touch that. And he's like, oh, you mean this? And then he just like cat paws it off the table like, oops, poop. And he just like pushes it off the table and they're like, oh. And his mom is like, don't worry. She's they're just angry that I can't believe somebody gets so angry over a piece of kitsch. And he's like, yeah, I deserve to be able to intentionally knock that toy off the table and break it.
Well, sure. I mean, she did offer to pay for the replacement. But I mean, they had already said it was
such
very
an
old.
asshole move. If my kid looked me in the eye, but if I was like, "Hey, don't touch that," and then they looked me in the eye, gave it a 2-beat, and then were like, "I'm gonna break the shit out of this."
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's
I would break their arm.
That's the thing. It's like they're well-established assholes in this story, and I love that the reaction made sense, which is, "Get the fuck out of my house."
Sure,
you gotta go.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, so we're giving awards for obvious, hey, okay, come eat dinner. Like, they didn't do that, so I don't know.
Well, anyways, their story is basically Krampus hunts them. That's
true.
It's probably the simplest story out of all of them. And then the other family of
well, what do you?
The the POC family.
They're
what, David?
They're black.
Oh, yeah, they're black. So the black family, there's 3 of them, the father, mother, and the little boy.
Oh, you're such a dick, David.
And the father is like briefly attached to the teen story because he's the cop that discovered the murders.
Oh, yeah.
And he took
yes,
time
and
off because
that was that threw me off so much. I was like, okay, so they're all commingling, but then they would just commingle like little tiny
there's
bits.
There's no tying together of everything. Or if there was, I didn't notice like the little thing. It's
tenuous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the black family are going to cut a Christmas tree, and I guess they're also assholes because they intentionally trespass and cut down some.
No, just
trees.
the dad, but he's a cop, so he's supposed to be an asshole, right? Because,
didn't they all go? I thought they all went.
Well, they all went, but I mean, the mom was like, "Hey, no, we don't trespass. That's not cool." And he's like, I'm above the law.
Right. Okay. So the asshole is the cop.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Edgy. 2014 or 15, might I add. Like, this is before its time, back when cops were just, we're giving a free ride before we hated all of them.
Yeah. Cops weren't assholes back then. So they cut this Christmas tree and then they lose their son. Like, that was probably one of the lazier things where they're just walking and they're like, oh, hey, where's our son?
Here's his inhaler. Oh, no, he wouldn't go anywhere without his inhaler.
And then they find him, but he's different.
Yeah, he's a little bit different.
And I thought that story was pretty interesting, the changeling story.
Of all the stories, this was the most interesting,
really?
Bar none.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And but, however, it was totally hamstrung by the lamest makeup I've ever seen that I was just like, oh, this reminds me of Dead Night and the Sci-Fi Channel. I was just like...
Oh, the changelings at the end?
The changeling.
Yeah. Yeah,
makeup was
that was pretty bad.
Garbo.
No, I understand. So I think this was in concept. This was the most interesting movie, and I think it was like had the most like effective parts in it, especially when the kid is standing in the doorway in the shadows and just has like these glowing eyes.
This story was the one piece of like it kind of reeked of his house a little bit. Like, not just because of the black people characters, but because there were this boy, right, which is kind of the evil guy in his house, would like appear in behind the frame, like he'd just appear in parts of the house. Mm-hmm. There's one part where he like kind of crawls across the ceiling, and I was like, ooh, that, yeah. And I remember that feeling in his house, which was very like, there's something in this house with us. Yeah,
this storyline had the most like unnerving parts of it. And like this one would be, see, this is a good example of, this is a story where this could be made into a feature film, but it's not. It'd be one of those where like, it'd be better as a short story. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of these are. Like, I even like Krampus, the movie. I like Krampus, but also like, it's a bit much for a feature film.
Yes,
feature-length film.
That's true. That's true. But I'll say this: this movie could have been, in my opinion, it could have been much more compelling and impressive had it not.
So if they
cobbled all the stories interwoven throughout each other.
Sure. So your issue is that they didn't just tell the stories sequentially.
One of many issues, yes. Yeah. But that's the biggest one, which is the pacing of this is so herky-jerky and just keeps throwing you into a different story that you're like, oh yeah, where were we at on this? And then, because it's kind of forgettable. So if it's not all connected together, then it's a bunch of individual scenes, and that's what it feels like. It feels like a weekly YouTube channel that puts out the next segment of the story, and you just get to watch pieces of the story. Like the Scooby-Doo one in the school, it just felt like, what is happening? How it so? And then the Santa one was just absurd. It was just,
see, I thought you would have liked that. That was my favorite one because it's just so stupid and fun.
It wasn't fun. It was definitely stupid. Like, it was just a slog. Just felt like walking.
Oh, that's
in
unfortunate.
Slush.
I think if you're in the mood for it, you would have liked at least the Santa one.
Yeah,
because he's the main like evil elf is named Shiny.
Shiny, no.
Shiny, no.
And he would refer to himself in the third person as Shiny.
It's Shiny, risen from the dead.
Yeah, zombie elves. Oh,
and he's just like walking around.
You
like,
can't.
Sparkles.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Tinsel, no. Put down that gun.
I think the problem with this is it sounds like a Christmas horror story that I would write. You know, where it's just like super obvious and like intentionally stupid and it's just, yeah, it feels like a 13-year-old writing it's like Sparkles, we'll name him Sparkles, and it's like, okay, yeah.
Did you know that Santa, the actor that played Santa, was the voice of Beast in X-Men animated series?
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, did you know that Disney is resurrecting that series? And not only resurrecting it, they're naming it X-Men 97, I think.
Uh-huh.
And they're picking up the storyline directly where the series left off.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I know.
Damn.
I'm so excited. I can't be as good.
Well, I just checked on IMDb. This guy that played the Beast, he's going to be the Beast again.
So
they must have gotten as many of the voice actors as they could.
I went back and watched that a couple of years ago, probably like 4 years ago. Watched the X-Men animated series. It was good.
Yeah,
it's solid. You know, people talk about like, you know, good cartoons from our youth, like the 90s. Yeah, Gargoyles is up there. Yeah. X-Men is up there. I never ever watched Gargoyles, not one time.
I would like go back and forth, but every time I got into Gargoyles, I was like, "This is really good." Like,
yeah, Batman the animated series. Like, I mean, I think Batman the animated series may be one of the best.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. So, yeah, that was of note. So one of the things that was like drew me out of it was how many times people just didn't recognize super recognizable Christmas things. Like,
what's Krampus?
Well, no, that was the thing where the kid was like, "It's Krampus, isn't it?" Yeah. Like, okay, well, he knows. But the cop, when he like discovers the mutilated teens, is like, he sees written in blood on the wall, "For unto us a son is given." It's like, wow, that sounds like biblical. Like, yeah, the most popular Christmas Bible verse that's probably written on half of your ornaments.
And Jesus wept. Well, I hope he's okay.
Whoa, it's like nailed in some sort of cross fashion.
Yeah, it's like a lowercase t.
Yeah, his arms are stretched out. They must hate T's.
Is this a warning to the other letters?
And then they hears "away in a manger," and he's like, what is that? Dude, it's fucking away in a manger. Like, where are you?
Yeah.
So, so moments like that where it's like, are we not going to call out the obvious Christmas reference here? Or are we going to just act like, and then the normal, like, bitch get out the house moments in every horror thing where it's like, your kid is not normal. Stop acting like the person that's telling you the explanation is crazy. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's moments like that.
Yeah.
I'll concede.
The whole movie felt like that.
So let's see. Let's go through these. We don't have to hit all of these.
Oh, I've shamed you into not even talking about the movie. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. This is why we can't have nice things.
Well, if you didn't enjoy it, it's not fun to talk about if you don't.
I'll criticize the shit out of it.
So what's the thing that jumps out at you as like? I mean, other than just saying it's boring, because that's like.
Okay, well, it was like 2015, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I think, the same year that Krampus came out.
Yeah, it came out a month earlier than Krampus.
Okay. If you're to, I mean, first of all, it just suffers from being a low-budget direct-to-video movie. So, and there's a lot of hokey garbage that comes with that, right? Mm-hmm. Which is, like, just bottom-of-the-barrel CGI with, like, cool concepts that are executed so poorly that you go, why did you even try? Like, so for example, they're hiding in the bad white family are hiding in the closet, and Krampus is out to get him, and his tongue comes reaching under the door. But it's this like garbage ass 1997's Anaconda looks better than this dumb tongue reaching under the door, and you're like, why didn't you just make a tongue? Like, why did you put this CGI that just draws me out of the whole thing so much that I just, now it's not a cool scene. It was a cool scene. It was a cool thought, and I liked it. And then I was like, oh, it's a CGI tongue. And it's just like, oh, okay. I hate it when they take cool stuff and they just like make it garbage. Like some dumb decision is just like, well, we could have taken 2 days and spent $5,000 on, putting a tongue using our effects team to put a tongue together. But we could also spend like $1,000 and do it CGI. And it's like, well, some pieces are worth the money. And for some reason, they didn't do it. That bothered me a lot. Like I was irritated that I didn't get to see that any titty None at all. Like, this is a perfect movie for just going full frontal. What do you got?
Can I see one titty? Oh, girl, just give me one titty. I just want to see one of your titties, girl.
That storyline probably had one of my favorite moments, which was, also your favorite moment. So the girl gets possessed. So it's a girl and two boys. And she gets possessed and lures one away and obviously murders him. Like, no surprise there.
Yeah.
And then she returns to the other guy and she, like, does the 90s after school special thing where she sits backwards on the chair.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a... and I love it because, like, she's got this short skirt and the guy says... Aren't you cold like that?
Yeah, no, that scene felt exactly like the porno where the guy's like, she's like, I'm in a bathtub. And she's like, I'm the lifeguard. And he's like, lady, get out of here. I'm taking a bath. And she's like, no, you need to be rescued. And he's like, I do? What's happening? Like,
right. So, I mean, like, basically she was flashing him her cooch in the short skirt, but I love his reaction is, aren't you cold like that? Which is
right,
a real valid question. Just like, well, obviously I wonder if that would be my reaction, because I'm like, well, obviously this girl doesn't want to fuck me, but
right.
I bet she's really cold. I'm kind of concerned.
Right. It felt very. Here we go.
I see you don't have a lifeguard here at your beach.
She's in a bathtub.
I'm not at the beach. This is a bathtub.
No body of water is safe without a lifeguard.
It's 2 feet deep, lady. What are you doing here?
This is Lisa Ann, by the way. So, fellas, if you know who Lisa Ann is,
you can relax. You're safe now. Your lifeguard is here.
Okay.
Get out of the water. There's a shark.
What? A shark?
Get out of the water.
Shark?
There's a shark in the water.
No, wait a minute. There's no shark in the bathtub.
Aren't you glad you had a lifeguard here to save you?
I guess. Wait a minute. You should go. There's no need for you to be here.
I think I should stay, and I think we should have sex.
Okay.
Honestly, that's pretty great acting.
Yeah.
On his part.
Oh,
I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah, and Lisa Ann may be like, she's top tier. Top tier. What?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I don't know her work.
Prettiest butthole in the business. It's gorgeous. And just a stunner, top to bottom. Love Lisa Ann. She's my favorite. Lady, you need to get out of here.
I'm so sorry, Kaido, but I am starving.
So that's a great moment, and then she fucks him.
Yeah. just like it's basically that
right,
same scene.
It is basically like that.
Either inspired or taking inspiration from.
There was a truly like disturbing moment where it's the kid changeling like sneaking under the covers while the mother is sleeping and like making moves to molest her. That was like, Jesus.
Oh,
did that not affect you at all?
No, it felt very regular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean it gave me minor deja vu with Paranormal Activity, where the demon's like blowing up under the sheets of. She's like, whoo.
It reminded me of I revisited recently the Strange Thing About the Johnsons.
Okay.
Did you watch that?
That's the Ari Aster first short?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I have not seen that.
See, I didn't think I'd seen it, but then I watched and I was like, oh yeah, I remember this. I've seen this before. It's like I almost don't want to ruin it because it's just so great.
Yeah, don't. I want to see that. But is it available on YouTube or something?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can find it for free. Anyways, I was getting those vibes from that. Let's see. Talk about the glowing eyes. Oh yeah, I had a question about the girl. Because she straddles him and starts humping him. And then she has the demon voice, like the double voice that you hear and everything. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Same thing happened in Paranormal Activity where she's like, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
You know. So I have a question for you. Would you stop a girl from dry humping you if she used a demon double voice?
No. I can't think of many reasons to stop a girl from humping me.
But if her voice turned into like an unhuman demon voice,
it just means I'm doing something right. It's a good sign.
Because that could be a lesson from horror movies. Just stop what you're doing. If you hear a demon voice, just be like, why do you sound like a demon? And no one asked that.
No, I wouldn't.
But
I'm not going to ruin the moment. I'm not going to risk that. There's too much at stake. Getting my seed sprayed all over the ceilings. What's at stake? Blam, 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 blam. Bang, bang, bang.
Let's see what else. Oh, there was another for the continuation of our debate. There was a bat moment and a spear moment in this movie.
Oh, yeah. So for those who aren't familiar, Bryce believes that a spear is the best weapon in the event of a zombie apocalypse, whereas I maintain that a spear, you're not familiar with using a spear. It takes a decent amount of dexterity to be able to wield one effectively, and strength also. Whereas a bat is pretty user-friendly and mainly much more ubiquitous. Like, you can get a hold of a bat easily. So this is a long-standing, raging debate where, Bryce contends.
Well, we've learned in this movie that bats are highly effective against little boys.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you could definitely take out a small child with a bat.
A child.
But the spear, so Santa was using... Well, I mean, his staff was almost more like a halberd.
Yeah, it was like a... Yeah,
like
sure.
an axe.
But that's spear-like enough.
Spear-like.
Yeah.
It was pretty effective.
Yeah.
Kept those elves
The
at
debate
bay.
rages on.
The debate rages on.
But, I mean...
And everyone's interested in it.
But then again...
Not just me.
Santa is basically a mythical creature, capable of all kinds of magic and wackiness, so...
So Krampus, like, the reveals is that Krampus is basically the spirit of Christmas. The spirit of Christmas can fill anyone's heart, but also Krampus's spirit. It's the spirit of bad.
Bad, mean man, go bad.
And then at the end, it goes where it kind of ties it together is goes back to Santa, and he's still in the North Pole. He just defeated all the elves, basically. And then Krampus shows up. And another great line from the movie. I knew it. Krampus, vile enemy of Christmas.
Yeah.
And they have their standoff. See, I was honestly worried that there wasn't going to be a Santa and Krampus standoff, because that's what the cover of the movie was.
I think you really enjoy schlock too much.
I do. Maybe that's what it is. I do enjoy schlock.
This is pure, unadulterated schlock ooze. It's just... Ugh.
You don't enjoy schlock at all?
Sure, when it's done well, but just schlock for schlock's sake is just... Ugh. So gross. Like, the new iteration, 2019 iteration of The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Mwah!
Yeah.
That's... schlock with a wink and a nod, and that's the way I like my schlock. This is just, I don't know, Cyborg, which starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. Cyborg 3.
Yeah, I can like schlock for schlock's sake. I don't always have to have schlock be winking at me, Like, there's... I think there's like the screamification of horror that I think needs to leave, where it's like everything's meta and everything's like a commentary on itself. It's like, you know what? Just schlocky horror movies where Santa's fighting Krampus, like, I can enjoy that for what it is.
I cannot understand you!
I simply am not there.
Okay, so the ending is probably one of my favorite parts because it shows Santa and is like, you've gone through this whole thing. He's like defeated all these elves and like is
reached
fighting
the boss
Krampus,
level, fighting Krampus,
and then all of a sudden it switches and we realize that Santa in this is just a guy hallucinating that he's fighting all these elves, and that it's actually a mall Santa gone insane. And that's where it finally ties back to William Shatner, because William Shatner is the radio host, and the guy that they sent to the mall apparently was sent to dress up as Santa, and he hates Christmas, and he went insane.
Merry Christmas, Patrick.
So I think that was I think it worked. I thought I was delighted. I was like, that's great, because that was like where all the budget was spent, was like Santa and like all those elves and like the North Pole, and you realize like it was all just a dream.
Shame.
Mistletoe alert.
All right, well, I liked it.
Hey, Hamilton, have a holly jolly Christmas.
It was fun.
No, it was not. I hated it. I couldn't. I wouldn't ever. It makes me angry that we're giving it any. That we've sat here and talked about it for any length of time, because now somebody out there will be like, "Hey, yeah," and then some dumb fuck will be like, "Look at this! Look at the spike in numbers! Time to come out with the Christmas." And then okay, really, like down to its premise, I'm angry at it. Down to the title, A Christmas Story, a Christmas horror story. Mm-hmm. So it's like trying to like, it's trying to like hop on to the stratospheric success of A Christmas Story, and like it's ponying on to glomming its gross, greasy little mistletoe-covered fingers onto a the Christmas classic. Like, and it's just not, it earns none of it. You earn nothing.
Good day, sir.
Good day, sir.
So, who do you think would like this?
Say hello to Snowball. Snowball says, Merry Christmas, Patrick.
What is it?
It's a little baby piggy wiggy, isn't it? It's a Vietnamese potbelly pig.
Pigs would like this movie. Gross, greasy little, God, it's gross.
I think anyone that likes schlock
would definitely
like this.
Yeah.
I think I'm not gonna put this on par with Bats.
No.
Bats was fun. This was fun. I don't know. I had fun. There was I think what it is like, if something hits you just right.
Yeah.
That you only need like 3 of those moments.
Yeah.
For you to like a movie. And this had 3 of those moments for me. Like,
started
just
out
enough.
so confusingly that I was just like thrown off kilter, and like the pacing was wrong, and I was like, what are they doing? Like, why are they doing this? And then it just kept doing it, and I was like, stop it! Stop doing this! No!
All right, well, I recommend it. David does not. Let's move on to Horror or Porno, Christmas edition. Christmas edition.
We got to give Brendan props when he hits it with that bass. Man, he hits it. Brendan, our producer.
Mm-hmm.
Just a great bass track on that.
Yeah. Okay, so Horror or Porno is a game where we play audio clips from horror movies and from porno movies.
Right.
And it's surprisingly difficult to identify which is which.
True.
Lots of stabbing motions.
Yeah, lots of lots of goopy, suction, and you know how you wouldn't.
So play along with David. See if you can capture all of them. Let's start out with this one.
Punished! Punished! Punished!
Wow.
Horror or porno?
Can I get the start, just the first of him saying those words?
Punished! Punished!
Punish? Pumice?
Punish.
Punish. Punish, punish, punish. Huh. For some reason, I know this isn't it, but I'm just... Okay, so first of all, like, you get 1 point for guessing whether it's a horror or porno, 1 point for guessing the title.
Right.
I'm going to guess it sounds like a horror movie because of the way it is. And punish, punish, punish. But for some reason, and I know it's not this, but for some reason it's giving me Phantasm vibes. Have you seen Phantasm? We got to review that. Oh, yeah, it's classic. I'm going to say Phantasm, horror movie.
You're wrong on both accounts. This is a porno.
What?
This is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It's coming with a U.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I haven't caught that one yet, but
yeah,
sounds like a good time. I mean, punish, punish, punish.
Sure. Okay, here we go. Clip number 2.
Okay.
Agnes, it's me, Billy. Agnes, don't you tell what we did, Agnes.
And scene. Wow. Well, that was incredible. Either someone was coming so hard or they were definitely being murdered in a horror movie, which is what I'm going to say because clearly that's what it is. As for title, I'm going to say Castle Freak.
Again, wrong on both accounts. So this is another porno.
What?
This is in the scene. They're just... there's an orgy and they're just like really ramming into the headboards.
And what is this?
The title is How the Queef Stole Christmas.
Okay.
All right. Next clip.
Wow.
Where did these boxes come from? Merry Christmas, Daddy.
It's 2020, man. It's a glory hole.
A glory hole?
A glory hole.
Oh.
I know exactly what to do, too.
Oh, what's that?
That's where all the glory is, right here.
Are you serious?
These girls, man.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. They really went all out this year.
All I heard was a bicycle.
Bicycle?
Oh,
Wow.
That's kind of a long one. I wanted to give you enough to go off of.
I mean, it definitely sounds similar to a porno.
I see you don't have a lifeguard here at your beach.
I'm not at the beach. This is a bathtub.
I have to go porno. I guess I'll guess Glory Holes 7?
See, this is a trick one. Cause,
they're all trick ones. This game is so hard. This is unfair.
Because you're right, it is a porno.
Oh, okay. Hey! What am I complaining about?
But it's got a horror title. It's called Black Christmas.
Oh, I wonder why.
I don't know.
I got to check this one out. I got to crack that one open.
Clip number 4.
You're not stepdad.
I thought you were going to be mom.
You're disgusting.
Oh, whatever. As if you weren't going to fuck my dad. You're step.
Listen. Okay, I don't give a shit. Just fuck me, Santa. Yes.
Fuck me, Santa? Is that what? Did she say that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I mean, clearly, this is a holiday porno. This is like Santa's Little Slave 7 or 6, something like that.
No, this is a horror movie.
What?
We've seen this one. This is Better Watch Out.
I don't remember this.
It's been a year since we've seen it, so it's understandable. You forgot that part.
Well, it's a spectacular movie. I will say, like, if people ask me what's a great Christmas horror movie, I'll tell them. I'll give them 3 answers: Better Watch Out, Gremlins, and Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the top tier.
Yeah. Agreed.
How many points do I have?
1.
Okay. God damn it.
Okay, next up.
Oh, no. You shoot your eye out? My mother must have gotten to Miss Shields. There could be no other explanation.
You'll shoot your eye out. You'll shoot your eye out.
I'm not at the beach. This is a bathtub. I mean, this is clearly, we were just talking about this. Who directed this? Was it Joe Dante?
No. Oh, who was it?
It's the same guy who
Was it Joe Dante?
No, it's the same guy who did Black Christmas. Not the horror. The porno, the horror.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Anyways.
Yeah, this has got to be, if it's not, it's directly copied. This is a Christmas Story, and it's not even a horror movie. So
wrong. This is a porno. That's Nudolph the Well-Hung Reindeer.
No, it's not, Bryce.
It's the part with the...
Are you making a mockery of horror porno?
With the shame kink.
Bob Clark.
That's who it was, yeah.
Wait, okay, so can I pull this out? Like, do I have any chance of winning this game right now?
I mean, if we're going off of, like, possible points and points won, no. But we do
no.
have...
Still no.
We do have one last clip, though.
You know, you really shouldn't be back here. You're already on the naughty list. If Santa finds you, we're both going to be in big trouble. You want me to suck your dick? You have to make me one promise. You won't tell Santa. Okay. Ah, yeah. At least it tastes good.
There haven't been enough meaty clips like this. I really need a lot of these girthy, juicy clips. This is clearly a porno. This is like the North Pole. Pete starring Peter North. You know,
nope, that's Gremlins.
That was Gremlins. It was Joe Dante's Gremlins.
Yeah. Surprised you don't remember that part.
The Mogwai, and then feeding him after midnight.
Yeah, that was like at the very beginning when he's in the Chinese shop. It's in like the back room.
I don't remember that part. Is there a director's cut?
Where he gets his dick sucked?
Is there a director's cut or?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I can't remember. I've seen so many cuts of Gremlins, I can't remember which one it was. But I'm pretty sure it's from.
From Gremlins. I don't.
So you lose. I mean, you got 1 point though. So hang your head up high.
I don't know why people love this game so much. I feel like
it's hard.
Like I lose it constantly.
It's really
There's
hard.
no way to do good at it. It's all disguised because horror and pornos are so similar.
It's so close
ways. I mean, passion is passion. You know, they call it a crime of passion.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
So yeah.
All
Well,
right,
that's horror or porno.
That was pretty good.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Have yourself a merry little Christmas, happy holidays, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and I hope you had a good Thanksgiving too.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thanks for supporting us. We do put on a free podcast, so support us any way you can, either buying stuff using our Amazon link at horrormovietalk.com or just directly supporting us on Patreon, and that way you can unlock just a bunch of good content that we create every week. We're gonna keep the mics rolling after this. We're gonna record the afterpod, so you could be listening to a whole nother podcast every single week that we produce if you just support us on Patreon for the cost of a cup of coffee a month. That's it.
Let's thank our new patrons too.
Yes.
Got a couple new ones. Sorry. Dead airtime. So thanks to Jesse K and Chris L and Andrew R for rejoining us. We really appreciate you guys. And it really helps us be able to do more things and make the podcast better.
Yeah.
Thanks to everyone that filled out the listener survey as well.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that was very nice.
We reached our goal, so you're not going to hear us talk about that anymore.
Damn, we did?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
So, again, if you want to call us, leave us a voicemail. Number is 682-253-4468. Until next time, we love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Looking for a podcast full of burps and gas, perverted cast, skinny and fat? Look no further. Horror Movie Talk is accidentally funny, begs to donate money, fake sponsors for dummies, and so much more. New episodes every hump day. They'll pickle your dickle for foreplay. Patreon members have it your way. Vote for a movie every month for the review. Choppa choppa, don't just stare at it, eat it like a taco. Put your tongue through the phone, hoodie, Picasso. Look at them hot kids, swear not a pedo. Got me too'd with Cosby eating jello. Pudding Pops done gave Bryce flatulence. Drain addict Dave doesn't give a shit. 1 through 10, is it horrible or excellent? Oil me up, daddy, is dinner Robinson. Kiss Bryce Hansen. Look at them hot kids, Chris Henson. Masturbate with a crucifix, exorcist. Face huggers, chest bursters, alien. Linda Blair peed on Sigourney Weaver. I know it's true cause it came from social media. Patrick Bateman can't understand you. Stab you to death for rotten apple reviews. Opinionated podcaster with a doctorate. Spookology, doctor of philosophy. Bad gastritis, need colostomy. Turn Patreons into human centipedes. David Doobie Day, scare no expert. And global fucks hard, professional sexpert. Afterpods, taglines, and porno flicks. American Psycho, them guys pretty sick. Choppa choppa, don't just stare at it, eat it like a taco. Put your tongue through the phone, hoodie, Picasso. Look at them hot kids, swear not a pedo. Got me too'd with Cosby eating jello. Pudding Pops done gave Bryce flatulence. Drain addict Dave doesn't give a shit. 1 through 10, is it horrible or excellent? Oil me up, daddy, is dinner rubs. Nothing good happens in the woods. Always get more than you bargained for. Got a pickle to dickle, machines tickle bitties. Killer on the phone, ain't no Sharon Stone. Vancouver, Portland, Oregon, and organs. Corona, COVID, curse, Lorona. Green River Killer, because reasons. Hallway of poop monster kids screaming. Ain't your ordinary dingleberry itinerary. 30 days shutter and jump scares, they fucking scary. Time for the spoilers with jokes and tropes. Use their white socks to catch their loads. Just show them one titty, pretty. Paganism you should worship, they Teflon dicks. HMT, horror movie talk. Hold on, they don't like Halloween. Fuck them.
Can I see one today? Oh, girl, just give me one today.
I just want to see one of your titties, girl.